Chuckload of Comics is brought to you by Cold War Games, creators of Squarriors, Fight Your Friends, and Lady Death Last Stand. For more information, visit coldwar.us.
This week on Chuckload of Comics, Sith Troopers. We get our first look at these new characters from Star Wars Episode 9, Lion King. The movie comes out in 1 week, and critics are not in love with this Disney remake. Paper Girls by Brian K. Vaughan is getting a live-action treatment over at Amazon Prime, and Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. Why, oh why, is this popular amusement a ghost town right now? Stick around, guys. We've got a lot of nerd news to break down. This is Chuckload of Comics. Hey guys, welcome back to an all-new episode of Chuckload of Comics, here every single Sunday, breaking down the nerdy headlines of the past 7 days. If this is your first time to the channel, guys, welcome to Chuckload of Comics. Click that subscribe button. Join us here every Sunday for a breakdown of all the geeky headlines that went down this past week. Joining us back here in the studio for the first time in a long time, sketch artist extraordinaire, Mr. Rafael Corona. Welcome back, Ralph.
Hey, it's good to be back.
It's been a while since you've been on the Chuckload of Comics show.
You got to do some stuff. Got to off some people.
We're glad to have you back. Last week we were broadcasting from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. That was a blast. Watched the entire season of Stranger Things from our hotel room. Never left the hotel the entire week we were there. If you haven't watched that show, check it out. It's us in bathrobes hanging out in the hotel room.
Oh, yeah, I saw that episode. You guys were wasted.
We were actually totally sober. Beer tasted disgusting. So we just kind of sat in the hotel room and binge watched Stranger Things. Well, we got a lot of stuff to break down. This was a massive week.
Right?
In the world of nerddom. More news than we could possibly cram into one episode. So we picked out about 4 really big headlines, things that dropped. So the first thing right off the top here, guys.
What's the biggest?
Star Wars Galaxy's Edge.
Yes.
Over at Disney out in Anaheim, California. The park that everybody thought would be like a 50-hour wait time to ride that one ride they got. Photos started popping up all over social media, all over Twitter. People are posting photos of the park, and it's a ghost town.
That's so crazy.
Like, nobody's going to Galaxy's Edge right now. Disney has, they released reports that some of the wait lines at some of these popular rides are like 30 minutes or less.
That's crazy.
I know. Well, it makes me happy a little bit if I ever want to go, but Disney's not too pleased about it.
Right.
Not exactly what they were expecting.
No kidding. I mean, they spent billions of dollars making this park.
Yeah.
And nobody's going. That's
Yeah.
weird.
Well, it's funny because some of these wait lines, they're actually trickling down to other rides in the park. Like, you can, like, the entire Disneyland area is kind of a dead zone. You can go see Small World with like no wait whatsoever. You can go to Space Mountain and wait for like 2 minutes.
Oh my
Guys,
God.
we should go to Disney.
We should go right now.
Right? I know.
Disneyland is
If you're watching
great.
this, guys,
Cut.
the truck leaves at 5. We're going to Disney. Well, Disney's kind of released their reasons why they think nobody's going to this. One of their excuses
Number 1,
was
Thanos snap.
Thanos snap. There's not as many park goers as there was this time last
That
year.
makes sense.
They said wider walkways. They said we built wider walkways, so it just looks like there's less people at the
Oh
park.
my gosh, that's bullcrap.
I don't buy that for 1
That
second.
makes no sense.
Guys, I love Disney, and I'm going to stick by them. And if they build wider walkways, then goddamn it, they build wider
We're
walkways.
using them, exactly. Well, one of the big reasons they announced, and I kind of buy into this, is annual season ticket holders, there's blackout dates. Like the summertime, most of the annual ticket holders get blacked out. You can't really go during that what they think is the high visitation time.
Okay.
But the problem is Anaheim's Disney is really more of a local park. You know, I
Right.
talk to people who go out there. The majority of the people that go to Disneyland
Live there.
out in California, it's people that live there.
Yeah.
It's like Orlando's the one that people flood to,
Sure.
you know, from all across the world. But Disneyland's more of a local park, and if everybody there is a season ticket holder
And they're
and they
blacked
can't
out.
go,
Yeah.
of course it's going to be a dead zone. The virtual queue, like they created this virtual queue just to get into the Star Wars land.
Right.
They haven't had to use it once. Oh no! They were going to cap it at like 1,000. Like you can only go into the park during these hours, and as people leave, they kind of check you.
Oh, yeah.
And then as people leave, it's your turn to go in. You can put times you want to go into the park.
So
And
they
they
have
haven't-
stormtroopers checking the...
Exactly. They totally do. It's totally. You're totally
Can I
right.
come in yet?
Exactly.
Not yet. Move along.
Well, apparently, there's 2 parts of the park that are actually thriving. Oga's Cantina. The Cantina is doing gangbuster
All the
business.
alcoholics.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody's going to the Cantina, and Savi's Workshop, which is where you can go make your
Your
custom
lightsaber?
$300 lightsaber.
That's cool.
They're
Sure.
doing quite well. They're actually selling out of all the lightsaber parts. So
not
people are going to the
surprised.
cantina and they're building lightsabers.
I mean, the cantina's got to be one of the coolest
Yeah.
spots. Everybody wants to be
Yeah,
in the cantina.
That's it. Just build just the cantina and people will flock to it. Shauna,
Right.
any thoughts on why people probably aren't going?
I think that's it. I think the people that go are season ticket holders, and they told them they can't come yet. So I think that's it.
It's worth mentioning that they opened the park half finished.
That's true too.
They were supposed to have two big rides. It was the Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run and the Rise of the Resistance, the Force Awakens ride where you're running around with Kylo and Rey and all those people. They haven't opened that yet. They actually just pushed the release date of that ride to January. It was supposed to be open in August, but they were like, we couldn't quite get the technical stuff figured out, so they pushed it to January.
Well, that makes sense too. Then people don't want to spend their money now, and when it's half finished.
Exactly.
Maybe
If I'm going to go, I'm going to wait till
Yeah.
it's complete,
Right.
so I can
Yeah.
ride more than just one ride,
Right.
which is just a virtual ride anyway.
Maybe it's going through this thing where everybody thinks everyone's flocking to it,
That
and
too.
everybody's
That's
kind of
true.
waiting for the buzz to die down.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's like when they opened Avatar Land. There was literally 10 hours to ride the Avatar ride. So everybody's thinking, I'll wait a couple years and then I'll go.
Yeah.
What's Avatar Land?
It's exactly what you
That's
think
what
it
I
is.
said.
It's a bunch of purple, blue people walking around under floating islands.
Did that movie come out like a decade ago?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The movie sucks. Anyway, so let us know what you guys think. Do you have plans to go to Star Wars Land, Galaxy's Edge? Have you already been? Leave us a comment. I'm really curious. Did you like it? What was the crowds like when you guys went? Leave us a comment in the comment section.
And if they served you up that blue milk, where did it come from? The animal itself, or did they just
They got a big
have it on
blue
tap?
beach cow that you just kind of tap yourself,
Totally.
and then you go.
Space udders.
Space udders.
So, guys, sticking with Star Wars news, this week was a massive week. There hasn't been a lot of Star Wars Episode 9 news lately, but apparently San Diego Comic-Con is next weekend
Yes.
in San Diego. How ironic is that? Disney and the good people over at Lucasfilms gave us our first look at the newest character in the Star Wars saga, the Sith Trooper.
Nice.
In their awesome
Yeah.
blood red armor, looking really, really cool. Disney's apparently is going to have a really big footprint on the show floor
Nice.
at San Diego Comic-Con. They're bringing all these trooper costumes out, all these trooper toys that we're going to break down in just a second. But the one that stole the show is the new Sith Trooper.
So cool.
Sith Trooper.
Yeah,
Kind of looking
let's
like an
analyze
Imperial
this.
Guard.
Let's analyze it. Look, okay, yeah. It's got images. It's got a lot of aesthetic pieces that are reminiscent of other stormtroopers. Obviously, it looks like a stormtrooper with the
Right.
armor and stuff. Of course, it's blood red, which reminds you of the Praetorian Guard and, of course, the Imperial Guard from Return of the Jedi.
Yep.
They got those little ridges in the helmet, just like the Praetorian Guard has. But what I thought was really interesting is if you look at the helmet, it's very reminiscent of the clone troopers. How it's kind of split down the middle. It looks
Right.
very clone troopery. What does that mean? Now, let's
my
analyze this
gosh.
for just a second. I don't want to go off on too much of a rant, but okay, the movie's called Rise of Skywalker.
Right.
And I think it's pretty obvious to me that this is not going to be one of Kylo Ren's troopers. Because Kylo Ren said in The Last Jedi that he is not into the Sith.
Right.
He's not into the Jedi. It's
Yep.
time to move on. There's no reason why Kylo Ren would call something a Sith trooper. He's kind of anti-Sith.
Right.
So it stands to reason that this is perhaps Emperor Palpatine's
Right.
private secret army.
Very.
I don't
much
think.
So.
Okay, so let's talk about the clone thing. The movie's called Rise of Skywalker, right?
Right.
If this is a clone trooper and it's a
gosh.
Sith trooper,
Your mind's gonna be blown, people.
who would Palpatine clone if he was making clone troopers? What Sith would he clone? Anakin Skywalker. Come on. Palpatine is probably, this is my own little fan theory, Palpatine cloned Anakin to make his own secret Sith clone army of a ton of Vaders walking around. It's probably not
my
the
gosh.
case.
I
That's a
don't
deep
know,
cut
man.
for
That's
casual
good.
moviegoers,
How
but
did Palpatine get his DNA?
there's maybe he could have plucked some hair when he was
Excuse me? Some hair from
Yeah.
Darth Vader's head?
from his body, maybe some ash from when he was burning on Mustafar. He had plenty of time to get.
He could
To get
have
his
he could
DNA.
have taken it when he was rebuilding him.
He
too.
took him to the hospital and rebuilt him. He probably pieces of Anakin all over the freaking hospital bed. Just pick one up off the floor.
Right.
So here's my theory. I don't think Palpatine ever died. I don't think he's coming back from the dead. I think he's just always been existing in the shadows,
Building his army.
slowly building his army
I like this
of
theory, Chuck.
Sith. He's bringing back the Sith. He's getting rid of the rule of two because obviously that didn't work out too well for him. So instead of the rule of 2, there's always master, there's always an apprentice. I think he's starting a whole new Sith empire.
I love
of
this
Sith
theory.
clones.
I think this theory holds a lot of water.
Why would they make the helmet look like a clone trooper helmet
Right.
if they weren't clones?
Good
Ralph?
question.
Good. Thanks for the input, Ralph. Always,
I
it's
feel
broadcast
like
gold. Ooh,
Yes. Tell me more.
So getting back on some of the toys that are dropping at San Diego Comic-Con. If you're going to San Diego Comic-Con, you can pick up the 6-inch Black Series Sith Trooper figure. They got a
Nice.
Lego kit where you can build your own Sith Trooper.
Sweet.
It's pretty cool. They got this cool backpack that looks like a Sith Trooper. The Funko Pop, obviously,
Of course.
is going to be a thing. They got this kid's costume, like Halloween costume, dressed
Nice.
like a Sith Trooper.
Maybe
and
they-
lots and lots more. They got tiki cups, all kinds of cool stuff.
Maybe they just made him for the merch.
Yeah,
Maybe
right?
He's not any special trooper.
Just like Captain Phasma.
Just like
Yeah.
Captain Phasma.
Exactly. Oh, God. If this winds up being a Captain Phasma situation where it's like everybody's excited
Look how cool.
about the Sith Trooper and then it winds up just being this throwaway character, a lot of people are going to be pissed
What a waste.
because they look pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well, guys, Star Wars Episode 9 hits theaters December 20th. Get your tickets as soon as they go on sale.
Oh, my
I
gosh.
think we might see another trailer at San Diego Comic-Con.
Oh, I think so for sure.
I think next week
Yeah.
it's highly likely we're going to see a new trailer for Star Wars Episode 9. They're not doing a panel at San Diego Comic-Con, but they are having a booth presence, so it'll probably just drop online.
Sure.
Don't you think?
Yeah, absolutely.
Why not? If you're gonna have this, if you're gonna roll out this character, it makes perfect sense
Yeah.
that we get a trailer
I mean, it's
coming
been
out next
4
weekend.
months since we saw
Yeah,
the first
it's been a
teaser
while.
trailer, and it's, we need a real trailer.
Okay. Well, on to other things, guys. Speaking of movies, The Lion King comes out next week.
Oh, yeah.
This week, actually, I guess when you're watching it. Critics' reviews are in. I think it's currently sitting at a Rotten Tomatoes score of about 59.
Which is technically rotten.
Not
bad.
good. Not good at all. Critics don't seem to be liking it. I've talked to people who actually have seen it and
Mm-hmm.
loved it.
Yeah.
Absolutely adored it.
What'd the critics say? This is a musical. Lame.
Yeah.
Critics don't seem to be liking it because they don't like the remake. We're going to read some of these completely spoiler-free Twitter reactions and critics reviews here for you right quick. The first 2 are very positive. And this is kind of the majority from what I'm hearing of people who are actually going. First one comes from Eric Davis. Eric Davis writes, "The Lion King is visually immaculate and a game changer for visual effects. It's absolutely stunning in every way. The music shines. Glover and Beyonce take it to another level. The performances are great. Timon, Pumbaa, and Scar steal many scenes, and emotions run high. Truly great," is what Eric Davis says.
That sounds like
sounds
what
pretty
I'm
positive.
expecting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, the next one comes also positive from our good friend Jenna Bush. We quote her all the time here on the show. Says, "Just saw The Lion King, and it was absolutely breathtaking. The music, the visuals, the voice acting, whatever your feelings on Disney remakes, this one will blow you away."
Wow. Also
Okay.
positive.
Sounds pretty positive. I'm hearing a
Yeah.
lot of buzz about, obviously, the visual effects.
You can see that from the poster.
Yeah, I mean, from the
trailer,
trailers, I
yeah.
mean, the visual effects are going to knock your socks off.
Yeah, it looked great. I don't doubt it. John Favreau did a Jungle Book, and that was
Which was
amazing.
spectacular.
Exactly.
Critics love Jungle Book, and
I feel
apparently
like-
they're not liking Lion King.
Yeah.
Well, here's one not so positive from Mr. David Ehrlich. David Ehrlich writes, "The Lion King is a disaster. Forget the circle of life. This is the creatively bankrupt work of a studio eating itself alive. It doesn't feel like a remake so much as a photorealistic snuff film. I truly hated this movie." That's all one sentence.
Wow.
All one sentence for Mr. David Ehrlich. Hated. Truly hated.
Oh my god.
Let's talk about his photorealistic snuff film really quick.
That's a little strong.
I think we're going to see a lot of blood and guts, and the death of Mufasa, I think, is going to be pretty powerful.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they better show that. They better not water that down either.
Sounds
Oh,
like
it sounds like they're
are.
not. It sounds like it's going to be a full-on photorealistic snuff film if David Ehrlich is to be believed. So, guys, I want to ask you, do these change your opinions of the movie? Does it change your excitement, Ralph? Does it change your excitement level for the film at all?
No, I'm very excited. I'm going.
I
Yeah.
got my ticket. I'm ready to
We
go.
already have our tickets.
When are you
I'm
guys going?
excited.
Wednesday, Thursday, Tuesday,
Friday.
tomorrow?
Friday in the Dolby Theater
Yeah.
at the AMC River East here in Chicago.
I think these people are crazy. I mean, it's going to be great. Like Ralph was saying, Jungle Book was great. John Favreau doesn't do wrong. It's fantastic. Screw you, critics.
My theory on what's going on in the back of your head is if you watch the cartoon, look at this side by side. If you're watching the cartoon, the characters are very animated
That's
in the
true.
cartoon. Like their eyes are very big and they're very humanistic, and they look very cartoony and cute, like Scar in the cartoon.
Very flamboyant.
Very flamboyant Scar. Very like, twirling his mustache. Everything is like this with Scar. A lot of emotion and animation and humor and cuteness in the characters.
Sure.
Here it is.
Dancing.
It's hyenas dancing, and then they got this live action version where everything looks almost too real. It's really just lions talking. They're not going to have all those characteristics. And I don't think people realize that that's why they don't like it, because it's missing that cutesy factor
Interesting.
that just comes naturally in a cartoon.
Sure.
So I
That's-
think
See,
I'm going to keep that in the back of my mind when I'm watching. Like, is
Okay.
that what it's missing? Because the voices are there, the animals are there, the story's there. I think the only missing ingredient is the emotion that comes in
Interesting.
a cartoon character.
Yeah,
Okay.
I could totally see that. But I love cats.
Cat people are going to love it.
Like a cute little Simba. I don't care what you say. That's
Exactly.
adorable.
Yeah.
I'm a hyena fan. I love hyenas.
There you go.
Yeah. Well, I hear Timon and Pumbaa really steal the show. So
There you go.
I'm
They're
looking forward to
also
it, guys.
Very animated.
Let us know what you guys think. Do you have your tickets for Lion King? How excited are you? Have you seen it? Let us know what you thought. So our final story of the day.
Dun dun dun.
The Brian K. Vaughan masterpiece comic book right up there on the table, Paper Girls, is going to be picked up. There was a bidding war for the live-action story, the live-action TV series of Paper Girls. Amazon Studios won it. So it's
That's
going to be an
crazy.
Amazon Prime live-action show. Paper Girls, God, I want to tell you all about it. We'll get to the plot of Paper Girls real quick. Amazon ordered the show. It's going straight to series with
Nice.
Legendary Television and Plan B
That's
attached to
crazy.
produce it. Plan B was Brad Pitt's
Yep.
production company. Toy Story 4 co-writer Stephanie Folsom will adapt Paper Girls to television. That's
Awesome.
cool.
Okay.
Toy Story 4 co-writer, awesome.
Yeah.
She's also acting as an executive producer alongside Brian K. Vaughan
Sweet.
and Plan B.
You
So
always
Paper
want
Girls, good.
the writer to be a producer. So
Yeah.
that's perfect.
Well, the original Paper Girls comic book, it's an Image comic, guys. They're wrapping up with issue 30 on July 31st. So they're wrapping up the series. It's been an amazing series.
Yeah.
Shawna, what's Paper Girls about? Kind of fill people in on
it's
it.
so much fun. So it takes place in the 80s, and it's this group of girls that deliver papers. It's not paper dolls or anything.
Yeah.
They're not paper boys. They're paper girls.
Newspaper Girls.
Awesome.
And they end up running into some supernatural beings, and they end up time traveling and getting
Oh, that's super
kidnapped,
cool.
and like it's just such a fun journey. And it's just like
it's reminiscent of Stranger Things a little
Yeah,
bit. You know, a
yeah.
bunch of young kids out on their bikes on Halloween night, and they encounter something crazy. And the whole book is just this time travel romp
Yeah.
of just time shifting and action and crazy sci-fi-ness.
they go back
It's
to like
nuts.
BC times. They go so far in the future where they meet their future selves,
Yep.
and they're like,
Oh,
it's
that's
just
super
it's
cool.
really
They get
cool.
separated in time, and they got to get back together. It's crazy, man. It's an awesome, awesome book, guys. From Brian K. Vaughan, he writes Saga, a lot of great books out
Yeah.
there. So Brian K. Vaughan just signed a deal with Legendary Pictures.
Interesting.
Or Legendary
Yeah.
Pictures. This is going to be his first project
Oh
under
my
his new
gosh.
Legendary contract.
So cool.
Yeah, he's venturing
excited.
into the world of television and movies.
I can't wait.
Couldn't be more excited about Paper Girls.
It's
We've
gonna be
said
great.
that as I'm reading it, the entire run that
Yeah.
it's been out. I said, man, this has got to be a show.
Yeah, like
It's
you said,
too perfect. It's like Stranger Things.
It's like Stranger Things, and it's going to be Amazon. I think that's what Amazon's betting on. It's going to be
This
their
is going to be
Stranger
their
Things.
answer to Netflix's Stranger
Yeah.
Things.
All right.
Yep.
I'm into it.
I'm
Ralph, are you excited?
I'm very excited. You had me at time travel.
Yeah.
I know, right?
Time travel and sci-fi.
Ooh, okay.
Well, guys, that's our show. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Let us know what you think about Star Wars Galaxy's Edge being a ghost town, the new Sith troopers from Rise of Skywalker, Lion King. Did you see it? What'd you think? Are you excited about it? And Paper Girls. Did you read it? Are you excited about the show?
Yes.
Ralph, thanks a lot for being back on the show,
Yeah,
man.
thanks for having me back.
Any time of the week. It's like 95 degrees outside, so I'm
I
sure you want to get
know.
out there
I know.
and sweat a little bit before your big volleyball game on Sunday.
Oh, yeah.
So, guys, thanks a lot for watching. Click the subscribe button if you're new to the channel. We're here every single Sunday breaking down the headlines, the nerdy headlines of the past 7 days. Click the subscribe button. Join us here every Sunday for all the fun, and have a wonderful week. We'll see you here next Sunday.
Bye-bye.